everybody, and welcome to IDK Paranormal, episode number
28.
I'm Ike, and this is
Christine. Hi.
And welcome to this special episode. We're going to call this Paranormal Baking. Yes, you've heard correctly. As you know, I've told you before, I grew up in Germany, much more so Bavaria. And in Bavaria, they have a bread roll, a tiny little bread roll. They call them Semmels. Semmels or Brötchen. Brötchen meaning little bread. Now, as you guys know, every culture has their delicious bread that you just can't get enough of. Like here in New Mexico, sopapillas.
Yep.
I mean, a sopapilla with honey. I overdose on them.
Delicious.
You know, if my wife makes 50, I will eat 50 in one setting.
With a dog.
True. So this one here, Semmels are the same thing, but the German version. And I will pop up a picture here and show you what they are. They're so good that just by itself, it's delicious. You rip it in half, and you know they're just soft on the inside, a little crunchy on the outside. Kind of like a pretzel. I was going to make pretzels, but they're really hard to make.
They're very hard.
Semmels, not so much, and I am not a baker. I am today. Shout outs go, as usual, to Larry Lawson and Chris Huff on their show, Indian River Hauntings in Florida, and Chris is in England, of course. And they air every Tuesday at 5 o'clock New Mexico time, 7 o'clock
Eastern Standard Time?
Eastern Standard Time, Florida time. Good show, check it out. A lot of good stuff happening with him and his show. He's doing a lot of good stuff, so pretty awesome. I want to do another shout out to Mark Satterfield. Captain Satterfield, ran into him yesterday, haven't seen him in a while. Looks like you're doing well, my friend. It's time for you to start watching these videos. Okay, so we have a list of ingredients. These things take a while, so there's going to be some editing involved because it's a yeast dough. And we've laid out some of the ingredients here in case you want to follow along and try to make some of this delicious. I can't emphasize how delicious these things are. Hopefully it'll come out. Bread rolls, aka Semmels, aka Brötchen. Okay, so we got 250 grams of just regular flour. So the first thing we have to do is we have to activate the yeast. So we have 7 grams of yeast. Right. I'm going to put the 7 grams of yeast in this bowl here. 1 tablespoon of sugar. And 300 milliliters of warm water. And we have 300 milliliters. Let me double check. Christine measured this, you know. Exactly 300 milliliters. Perfect. We're going to add this in here. We're going to stir this up a little bit. And now we're going to let this sit for 15 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes have gone by. Let me move the flour out of the way. Let me move this water out of the way.
The sugar.
Our yeast is acting pretty spunky in there. It's bubbling and doing yeasty things. So now we're going to add 250 grams of all-purpose flour. Mix it all in there nice and neat.
Gently.
You never thought you'd see this on this show. Neither did I.
We've lost our mind in quarantine.
Flour, empty. I'm going to mix this up gently.
Scoot this over here for now.
Should probably have my list over there the whole time. Just stir and let, pour the rest of the water in there, Christine.
Okay.
Nice and easy. Now, once again, we need to cover it.
Oh, I'm a good one. Not that big?
Yeah.
Okay. Do this. Oh, you have to do that. Do this and that, and voila.
Cover that puppy up. For some reason, this dough has to rest a lot. It's like me. So now, it's going to sit and rest for an hour.
Do you want me to do one more for the side?
Nah, that's good.
Okay.
Now we're going to let this sucker rest for an hour, and we're going to come back and continue on, and maybe even tell a story or two. All right, we're back. It's been 1 hour. Check out this dough. Huh? Isn't that the bomb? It's gotten pretty high and fluffy.
It's very bubbly.
So what we're going to do, also I switched from my metal spoon to a wooden spoon. You chef connoisseurs would have probably frowned upon me using a metal spoon. Now we've got the old wood spoon. So now we're going to dump this back in this giant giant mixing bowl. It's looking pretty good there.
It smells amazing.
Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, fine salt. One.
And
2.
very nice.
2 teaspoons. And the rest of the flour, the other 250 grams of flour, I'm going to mix that in slowly. Who'd have thought, huh? Who'd have thought? Maybe we've had a dimensional shift in the matrix. And this is the IDK cooking show. Or maybe not. Maybe we're just making delicious bread.
Maybe it's the Mandela effect. We've been doing it all this time.
You can remove that bowl.
There's a little bit in there.
And 2 teaspoons of salt. We're going to just roll this around a little bit, and then we're going to stick it on the KitchenAid. And let it mix for about an hour. Let it mix for about 5 minutes. I don't know what all those noises.
I'll go check it real quick.
It's the old haunted house. It's always making noise. I have you know I'm not a professional chef or baker or any of those. Slap it in there. Crank this baby up. And we're going to let this run for about 5 minutes.
I'll put it
It turns into a giant ball. So once again, we'll see you in 5 minutes. All right, it's been about 8 minutes or so. About ready to pull this fluffy thing out of here. We sanitized the workspace, washed the hands really good, taking off all the bling. So let's turn this critter off. Bring it on up here. Not very graceful, but I guess that's how it goes when you're a paranormal baker. And now this critter needs to guess what?
Does it need to sit some more?
You're darn right. All right, our dough is taking a break. It got pummeled. It's going to be another 50 or so minutes. Work on it a little bit. It rests. I don't know. That's how it goes in the bread making world, I guess. So speaking of Larry Lawson earlier, he's starting a new group, and it's pretty cool. And hold on now a second. Let me get these on. I don't want to have to lie to you. But if you go to www.ibpir.org, that's the International Bureau of Paranormal Investigation and Research. It's a new thing he's starting. There's a ton of information on there. If you're into doing spiritual research, ghost research, any of that stuff, this is where you want to go, because this is going to be very legit. What it's going to be is all the information that is caught through investigations will be stored on the cloud, where everybody has access to it as long as you're a member of this organization. So we were talking a little bit earlier, me and Christine were about interdimensional travel and time travel and stuff like that. And I've had this belief for a long time that, I could be completely wrong or full of shit, who knows. But like the Bigfoot sightings, UFO sightings, ghost sightings, are all things that are probably always amongst us, but we only see them at certain times. That's why it's important to document when you see stuff. It could be atmospheric conditions, it could be something in the soil, or who knows. but I was asked have I ever experienced like a time slip, and the only thing I can say that, well, actually a couple of times, but a lot of times was I think I was just exhausted and tired. But one time I've experienced time speeding up, and it sped up by probably 4.5 hours, which was bizarre to say the least. And just to tell a quick story, while we were waiting for our doe just to kick back and take a siesta, I was deer hunting with 2 friends in the southern mountain range of New Mexico, and keep in mind New Mexico has a lot of mountains. You know, it's probably 3/4 or better than half mountains, big mountains, part of the Rocky Mountains. So this is the southern state in the Gila Wilderness, and we're deer hunting. So we get up early in the morning, and we're going to set out in 3 different directions, and we get our little packs, load lunch and stuff in there, and it's probably 6 o'clock in the morning. And we all look at our watches and I said, all right, we'll meet you all back here at camp at noon. And I said, all right. And we all split in different directions. And I'm walking along and I'm going through these valleys, ups and downs. It's all big pine trees and fir trees. And it felt like I've walked forever. And I come to this canyon, it's an arroyo, which is a Spanish version of a gully, a ditch, where rainwater has been collecting and just carved this little canyon. So I'm sitting at the top of it and looking down, and I see all this funny looking rocks down there. So I take my backpack off, climb down there. It's not far, it's like 20 feet down. I go down, and it turned out to be a bunch of broken pottery, Indian pottery, and it was everywhere. It was big shards, some were like the size of my hand. Some were just little ones, you know, an arrowhead laying around. Just a bunch of Native American stuff is laying in this little arroyo. So as I'm going through it, because it's really cool, there's some cool designs on there. So I'm going through, I look at my watch and I'm like, holy crap, it's noon. No wonder I'm starving. So I go back up the little 20-foot embankment, and I sit down, I open my backpack up, and I had a burrito, and I finished it already, and I was drinking a Coke and an apple when my buddy walks up. And he looks at me and goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's lunchtime, bro. And he goes, we just left camp. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, it's 7 o'clock. It's been less than an hour since we left camp. And it just completely confused me, because I can account for those hours of me walking. I know I walked real far. I know I spent a lot of time doing this and that, looking for deer. I couldn't believe it was only an hour. And I thought he was just pulling my leg. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. And he goes, no, really. And I look at my watch, and my watch said noon. It was like a little bit after noon. So even my watch had sped up. And he shows me his watch, and it's like 5 minutes before 7. So really, I've only been out there 55 minutes, but I would bet my retirement check that I was out there for at least 4 hours walking around. I was exhausted. My legs were burning. You know, all the things you get from when you're out deer hunting. That was probably one of the last times I went deer hunting, by the way. But something happened. I had some kind of time slip that I was puzzled over for years, and I'm still thinking about it now, like, oh, that was so weird to spend that much time, and it turned out to have only been 55 minutes. So time slip, interdimensions, something weird happened. Something like that has happened to you, send us a note. You know, fast forward time or reverse time. If something like that, if you experience something like that, you know, send me an email, send it to IDKparanormal@gmail. And if you don't want your name said, we won't say your name, you know, just let us know what you had. We'll read your story out loud here. So we're gonna cut again, let our doe sleep, because I think we're disturbing our doe. All this talking, thumping around in that pan in there. So we'll be back in, once again, 45 minutes and pummel on our doe some more and see what's next. All right, it's been an hour again. We're back with our buddy. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, it looks a little different.
A little thicker.
Fluffier. Probably stickier and all get out.
Oh goodness, look at the corners. Is it hollow?
Yeah, it feels fluffier and different.
Oh, interesting.
Oily. So, sprinkle me some flour up here. All right.
Well, my life, that's what I'm using.
Now we need to roll them into a little nice ball, they say. We have to cut this little sucker into 10 pieces. Yes. So we're gonna cut this like a pizza pie, I'm thinking. Here. And here. One ball.
Flour.
Should have flour in my hand before I grabbed it. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, actually these have to be covered for 15 minutes. And then, after 15 minutes, we'll take them back off there and shape them into
The symbols.
the symbols here. So let's cover them. I think the
Towel's there.
towel will cover them good. Set the timer for 15. Go to sleep, little fellers. All right, 15 minutes are up. Let's see what's underneath here. Woo, we've gotten bigger.
Fat.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, sprinkle me out some flour right there. Oh, I don't know if y'all noticed, but check this out. Not just any mixer, IDKparanormal mixer. And speaking of IDKparanormal mixers, guess what we got? We got some badass stickers. We go over here and give you a close-up real quick.
Booyah. So,
I'm thinking anybody who emails me a good story, and if we use it on the air, we'll send you one of these. Pretty cool. Put them in your car. Put them on anything. Put them on your mixer. Okay. So,
I believe we said a little bit of flour.
back to cooking. Give me a good old sprinkle. We need some area here, because this is where it gets exciting. Maybe. Maybe an overstatement.
Being safe here.
Give me a little bit for my hands, too. My hands have been washed again. They're so clean. Perform surgery right now. So let's grab one of these little fellers. Roll them in some dough. And, oh, we need our rolling pin.
Rolling pin coming up. There we are.
Move these guys back.
Do this.
And take the rolling pin.
This.
I don't know if this is actually how you do it or not, but we're gonna roll these babies out. Don't ask me out there. Hey, it's like we're making tortillas.
Oh goodness.
Perfectly round.
Actually, it looks really nice.
And then what we do is we roll it, tuck, roll it, tuck, right? Roll it, tuck.
Keep tucking.
Now it looks like an empanada. Tuck and tuck. And we pinch off the ends a little bit. And we're going to put them right there on the pan. I don't know if you can see the pan, but we'll bring the pan in closer in a minute. Now, once again, we have to let them rest. Cover them up, let them rest for 1 hour. We're back. Once again, hour number 3. Let's see what we got happening underneath here. Woo, they got big.
They're poofy.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
So here's what we gotta do. Knife. We gotta make an incision. We can do sideways ones, or we can do straight ones. We're gonna do straight ones.
They don't have to be super deep.
They say use a sharp knife, and I can see why. All right, so we've sliced them. Now we have a bottle of room temperature water.
Oh, gotta adjust it.
Hope it works.
There we go.
Okay, and we're gonna hose these guys down, and then we're gonna open the oven up, spray the walls of the oven, and quickly stuff those suckers in there. Okay, and put them over here, closer to the oven, and they're gonna go in there for 20 minutes. Set the clock for 20 minutes, or until they're done. All right. Our little bread cuts weren't deep enough. Let's turn the oven off. Wow, those look good. Those look all right. All right, everybody. These things are set for about 10 minutes, maybe. They're cooling off. They look freaking awesome, dude. I don't know. They don't look exactly like they're supposed to look, but as far as bread goes, they look delicious.
Not bad.
So we're gonna have a beer challenge while we're at it. So Scheinerbach, pretty good beer, German beer, German food. What do you got there?
I got me some Angry Orchard. Good old cider.
All right, let's open those puppies up because, and we'll give some of this bread. Prost.
Prost.
You know, Scheinerbach's just an all-around good beer. I always give it like an 8 or something because it's just good, clean, delicious. All right, pick a piece of bread there, Christine.
Okay, I'll
scared.
take this one.
I'll take this one. All right, let's break it open and see what the inside looks like. Hopefully it's not raw. Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
you gotta do slow. Oh,
Perfect
I'm gonna
looking
come
bread.
join you.
Perfect bread. Let's give it a smelling test. Smells delicious.
Smells like bread.
Oh, that's awesome. That tastes exactly what a semble's supposed to taste like.
That's surprising.
Good job. We can actually do things around here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was kind of weird. We gotta be weird sometimes and make some bread while we're at it. Maybe we got some EVPs while this was all going on anyway.
Hopefully.
Like I said, if you have any good stories and you want to email them in or even call them in, or if you want to come in and interview, we'll put you in front of a camera. If your story gets mentioned on the air, we'll send you a free sticker. Our subscribers are up, like we said, 280 something. Once we get to 500, we have a special gift we're going to give away.
I'm working on it.
It's pretty cool. And we're getting to 500 pretty quick. It seems like every day I'm picking up, it seems like 3 subscribers a day.
About, yeah.
So we really appreciate it, guys. You're awesome. So till we see you next time. Prost and happy cooking.
Prost.
Bye.
Bye.
Whoa. Hey.